Today, of course, it is Take Your Dog to Work Day.
I wish you were more clear about that. I thought it was just bring your cat to work. I brought mine.
Your cat's having a great time surrounded by all these dogs. It's going
Loving it.
so well. Who could be a better guest on a day like this than Dr. Chris Brown, of course, from Bondi Vet and from The Living Room and from I'm a Celebrity. I don't have time to go through all your
That's
accolades,
okay.
Chris.
Yeah.
Good morning,
How many
Jonesy.
shows can you host?
We'll see. But,
You hog?
It's good to see you, Jonesy. Good to see you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am.
Well, that's the rules now. You weren't told.
Oh, because
Jonesy?
look
With
at
the
you.
He's
OAM,
not
it's-
as respectful as you are,
thank you.
Chris.
No,
What's the
it's just-
statute? Can I just say, what is the... I know you got the OAM, and I think that's great.
Yep.
But here comes a
surely
but.
There's a statute on the congratulations. I've got hay fever. There's flowers in the building. There's people coming up.
Yep.
You know, I'm
Would it
like
kill
your
you to bow?
secretary.
Would it kill you to bow?
I'm just-
Now, Chris, we have, you saw as you walked in, thousands of dogs. We've
Yep.
locked them outside because we have a very special dog in here, just in the studio at the moment, who needs some of your help. This is Jim Dolan, our sports guy, and Jim's dog, Banjo.
Oh, look.
Morning, Chris.
Good morning. Look, I assume that if Jim and if Banjo are here, one of two things is happening. Either there's an issue or you want me to touch Banjo in a special way. Just to welcome Banjo to the studio.
We
But
can probably do that after the show.
okay.
So
all right.
Banjo is a blue heeler.
Yeah, he's half Australian cattle dog, half Smithfield cattle dog. He's got a stumpy tail or a lack of a tail. He's a very good dog. He's picked up all of his obedient stuff from his older cattle dog that we have, Matilda. But when it comes to being home alone, for the slight period he's home in the morning from when I'm at work and when my wife goes to work, he obviously gets bored very easily and suffers from some sort of anxiety issues because he has once chewed up all of the bills, got them off the kitchen bench. Apparently you still have to pay them, which is just outrageous. And just yesterday he bit the knob off the oven, so we can't control the temperature for the oven anymore.
Wow.
Wow.
That's so. I mean, it's a relatively common problem, but it sounds like you've got the extreme version of it. And funnily enough, my work in the living room has kind of prepared me for this. Banjo is kind of the canine equivalent of Miguel, suffering from anxiety when left alone. You can't trust where Banjo's going to be or what Banjo's going to get up to if left unsupervised.
Yeah,
So-
as he eats these headphones.
I know, he is too.
And just watching Banjo in here, you're getting a pretty good idea about the personality. There's obviously a very, very active mind. There's a lot of energy running through that system for Banjo.
Yep.
So I think the challenge you've got here is the fact that Banjo, no matter how much exercise you give in the morning, and do you walk?
He
Banjo?
gets 3 walks a day for an hour duration at least.
Wow.
3 walks a day. What is he? Cliff Young?
So you're doing a lot of things right. So you're taking away some of that excess energy, but what you're not satisfying when you're at work is the mind. And for them, their mind is very active and constantly spinning around, constantly looking for things to occupy the mind. And this is why these dogs are cattle dogs, because out on a farm, they're so good at rounding up animals because they're constantly analysing a situation, constantly working out where the next break's going to be and trying to work out how they can get the cattle into the yard. So you need to basically find a way to occupy that mind of Banjo's when you're out of the house.
Crosswords?
Yeah, Sudoku.
Maybe leave us some Jenga or you know.
It would all help.
Some games.
We have a few mind games and toys that we play, but because we've got 2 dogs, we found it hard to get them both involved. Well, one at a time. They both want to be involved.
Yeah. So, look, you've got to find what is another motivation for Banjo, and I'm guessing being a cattle dog cross, food is certainly high on the list.
Yes.
Yeah.
He can
So
drool for Australia.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So what I'd recommend is trying to redirect the chewing, which is currently happening to your bills and to the lead and to the knobs of the oven, and directing it onto something else which Banjo will find more enjoyable. So if there's a food reward at the end of the chewing, then you might just find that Banjo's happier doing that instead. So you need to find a chew toy.
We've got a Kong with peanut butter that he gets into occasionally.
They get it out too quickly though.
Okay.
So usually their tongue can be pretty effective at getting in there.
Yes.
What I recommend is actually freezing treats. So getting a Kong or another toy where you can actually hide food in there and freezing it. The great thing about freezing treats is that it takes about 2 or 3 hours, sometimes longer on cold days, to actually defrost. And so they have a project to work on. And that way their mind is satisfied because they're constantly trying to work on that.
But the dog is already adept with the oven. What if it starts defrosting the con?
The microwave is surely next.
Maybe the dog's just put it in there for 2 minutes.
Maybe I need you to come up with some ideas, Jonesy. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, you just need to find that magic treat and magic toy and find a combination of the two. So something that the banjo can't resist.
Right.
But if you have more than one dog, you obviously need to get a couple of them so they can each work away at it. And it's going to take some work, but ultimately you need to satisfy that mind in new ways. Also, quite seriously, leaving the radio on around the house.
Yep.
Banjo will hear voices.
I think it's Jonesy in the morning that upsets him.
Maybe.
There's every chance. Yeah. So you can also, obviously, if Banjo hears you, there'll be at least a moment where Banjo's like, oh, hang on, there's Dad. And so, again, just occupying that mind.
Maybe you could do little commands while you're doing your sport.
So if I throw a couple in from Monday, you know what that's about.
Yeah,
Banjo,
yes.
get down from there.
Yeah, keep away from my knob.
It's perfect. See?
Now,
Sport report
about
with-
that temperature.
Yeah, that's right. 38.6. I've got a gift for this.
Nice job. Dr. Chris Brown, Amanda will fix you up on the way out.
And don't forget, you can see us on the living room, our giant LA special.
That's on tonight.
Yes,
tonight.
It's big. We're making a movie and it's spectacular.
Chris does some synchronized swimming in a swimming cap. I don't think you need to know any
Anything
more
else?
than that.
Just the swimming
There's
cap?
Oscar buzz already, Jonesy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you changed your name to, Oscar
Oscar
Buzz.
he's a good guy.
Well, I worked for Osher Ginsburg and it hasn't affected his career in any way.
He hosting The Bachelor in no time.
He'll be appearing from a wall before you know it. Dr. Chris Brown, it's always good to see you in the living room tonight, 7:30 on 10. Thank you.
Thank you.